It is 9:49 in the Saturday morning. Carl Nelson's here from the Imagination Station. It is time for Imagine It, and we said this could be a sticky situation. What are we doing today?
We're going to make slime.
Oh, yes.
And this is a cool thing you can do at home.
Okay.
With adult supervision, it does get a little sticky,
All right.
which is why we have the gloves on.
Fair warning.
Okay, so what you're going to start with is some clear glue.
All right.
So we got about a cup of clear glue. So I'm going to have you go ahead and add that to your big mixing bowl.
Okay, here's my cup.
Dump the whole thing in. And then we're going to water that down with about 1 cup of water.
Okay, so 1-to-1 ratio there?
Exactly. You can always, you can scale this up or down however you want.
Okay.
It's going to make a mess. Don't worry about it.
All
Go ahead and dump the water in.
Okay.
And what you've got now is a mixture of water and polyvinyl alcohol. Go ahead and mix that up with your hand gently, sort of mix the two together. Now, polyvinyl alcohol is a long chain polymer, kind of like these beads on this string.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of repeating units.
Right.
And what you've got inside there right now is something like this, all sorts of individual molecules that are slipping past one another. This is not good slime.
No, you can see it's just...
Good slime is this right here. Cross-linked molecules.
Okay.
All right? The other thing, too, is slime is generally not, that looks like mucus. We need slime, so we're going to add some green food coloring as well.
Okay.
All right?
Just as many drops as I like?
Whatever you like. A nice green color, and then go ahead and mix that up. That's probably pretty good.
Okay.
So, in order to make this sort of cross-linked polymer, we're going to need to use something called borax.
Right. Okay, and that's something that you can find in the laundry aisle.
The laundry aisle.
Store.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm going to add about a teaspoon to a cup of water, and there's, just as long as you add enough to sort of get some of it dissolved, you'll be fine. Now, like I said, you don't really have slime right there.
We don't, not yet. We have the color.
If we add the cross-linking agent, it'll start to do the chemical magic here. So about a quarter cup or so. I'm just going to add that in. If you can slowly just sort of knead that together.
Okay.
It takes a little bit of time for the cross-linking to happen.
Oh, but I can feel it starting to thicken.
Now the other thing too is if you don't have clear glue, you can do white glue as well. It just doesn't really quite look like slime as much.
Sure.
So why don't you go ahead and see if you can pull up some of your slime there.
Ooh, there you go. That's a good one.
And sort of the neat thing is, over time,
wow, it's really,
keep digging down in there. Over time, the cross-linking will continue to happen, and that entire bowl will turn into a solid slug.
I think it's cross-linking on my fingers because I'm finding it harder to move.
It's probably sticking to your fingers as well.
Yep.
In fact, what's kind of neat, if you do have the white glue and the clear glue, let's mix them together here.
Okay.
You get like a nice coloration there.
You know what that one looks like? That one looks more like. It reminds me of that stuff from Nickelodeon back in the day.
Gak or something like that. Yeah. But again, what we're doing is we're cross-linking those polymers.
Okay.
And how much can you pull out of it? How high can you stretch that?
Ooh.
Now, see, I like the combination.
Look at my hand is stuck in there.
It is stuck to your hand. Exactly. Now, keep in mind, you don't want this to be washed down the drain.
Right.
Because that will create a whole new experiment.
To your drain.
Exactly. That's call the plumber and unplug the drain.
Nice.
So you can store it in a plastic bag for about a week or so.
Okay.
Keep working with it. Like I say, the whole jar or whole bowl will probably turn into a solid in about 15 minutes or so. So the more you work with it, the more it'll cross-link and the more sort of slimy and mucusy it becomes.
Well, there you go. A nice science experiment to do at home with the kids there, especially on this President's Day weekend. And we have to take time to mention that you guys will be open on President's Day, and you have something special going on this week.
We're doing the Paper Tower Challenge, which is a really cool family activity where you can come down between noon and 4, and there's a challenge to build a paper tower using a newspaper and masking tape that supports a baseball under all sorts of design criteria. It's got to be 18 inches tall, it's got to withstand the wind from a fan, it needs to stand up for at least 10 seconds.
Wow.
So a lot of cool stuff, and it's a really neat family sort of challenge. Prizes for the winners as well.
Okay.
So a nice engineering topic, fun activity, and even something you could do at home.
Awesome. Well, Carl, thanks so much for coming in. I'll tell you what, this is definitely fun. Good thing I put a glove on. You're right. That's this week's Imagine It. From there, let's go to Joe. He's got highlights from one of last night's biggest games.